are in the QBO gym, and this is the place that has numerous hands-on exercises that simulate real-life scenarios that you may encounter as a bookkeeper. Each month covers a variety of new topics and scenarios, and to make it a little bit easier for you, we break it down into 4 different sections. So if you are looking to work on your bookkeeping skills, this is the place for you. And if you want to do an entire month's worth of these all on your own, be sure to join our free 5-day bookkeeping challenge. All you need to do is click on the link in the description. But let's get into today's exercise, which is being pulled from our July Year 1 cardio section. At the top here is an animated video, and it gives you a little bit of a summary of what you, the bookkeeper, will be doing for your client Craig this month. Below that is an interactive pre-assessment quiz. Under that are all of the exercises in this section. And at the bottom here is an optional area where after you have gone through all of the exercises in this section, you will unlock some sample marketing posts that you can use on your LinkedIn to share with everyone what you have learned so far. So let's get into today's exercise where we're going to practice paying a credit card bill. Go ahead and click on that link to have the exercise pulled up for you. I have it here on the right side of my screen, so let's read through the scenario. Craig left you the credit card statement and has asked you to make the payment. What steps do you need to take? Note that this exercise does not require a downloaded statement. Now, you will need to be in the same session of the sample company that you did the previous exercises in. If you have not completed those exercises yet, go ahead and click on the link on the top right corner of your screen. That'll take you to the first one, complete that one, and all the ones after that until you get back to this one. They all build on each other, so it's really important that you start with that first one. I have the sample company here on the left side of my screen. This is the last page that I left off of from the previous exercise. So let's go ahead and get started with this one. First, you will want to make sure that you have processed all the bank feeds for this account. This means comparing what went into and out of the bank and making sure there is a correct record of it in QBO. So we want to look for the ones, we want to look at the process the bank feed for the MasterCard, since that is the credit card we are paying here. So we're going to, from the left navigation bar, click on Bank Transactions. That's over here on the left side of the screen. It is currently a bookmark, so you can click on this or you can hover over Transactions and select Bank Transactions. Either way is fine. It will get you to the exact same place. All right, we want to click on the MasterCard tile to select the account. Currently, it is showing in the checking account because it is blue on this tile. So MasterCard is the last one listed. If you're like me and you have a shorter screen, you have to use the arrow to go over to find it. So once you do, go ahead and click on it. And now we are seeing all of the transactions here for the credit card. Now let's take a closer look at this. You'll first notice that there are 2 transactions for Squeaky Clean Car Wash that QBO does not know how to match. So let's go ahead and address these first. And you can see that because in this category field, or column, you can see these have 1 match found, and this is showing as 2 matches found. So click on the first one, the first Squeaky Clean Car Wash transaction. And we want to make sure that the one that is selected, the date is matching the date on the bank feed. Now I need to expand mine a little bit. And so for me, mine is actually going to be the second one. Your dates may be different. The sample company is always changing their dates. So whatever one is the correct date over here that matches with this one needs to be the one that is selected. Remember, when QBO is looking for a match, they're only looking at the amount. They're not looking at who the vendor or the customer is, and they're not looking at dates. So that is why there are 2 possible matches here for $19.99. And so we just need to verify that the date that is here is matching the date that is selected of the selected transaction. So once you do that, go ahead and click on the green match button. And you'll notice that once we did that, took care of that first Squeaky Clean Car Wash transaction, the other one has now been resolved. You can see it has 1 match found. So let's go ahead and match or accept the matches for these 4 transactions. We're going to click on the checkbox on the bottom 4 matched transactions. So just click on the checkbox next to each of them, and then go ahead and click on accept. And those have been categorized, and they've been matched and added. So now we only have these two remaining transactions, which you're going to need to check with Craig on. He tells you that he returned some software that he bought on Amazon and that he ordered some business cards from Lee Advertising, which shows up on the credit card bill as Lara's lamination. So let's look at the Amazon transaction first. We're going to click on it. Click anywhere in it so that you can expand it and get this screen here. In the vendor customer field, we want to type Amazon. Now, since Amazon is not currently in the system, we need to actually add it by clicking on the plus add new Amazon. So click into that field, go ahead and type Amazon, and then click on plus add new Amazon. Now, in a real life scenario, since this is a return, Amazon would have actually already been in the system from the original purchase. So just know that this is typically not how it would work, but just because of the way the exercise is, we need to actually add them here. Now, even though this transaction is money received, Amazon is actually a vendor, not a customer. So in the field, we need to adjust this. Just click into it and change it to vendor. We don't have any other information to add at this time, so let's just go ahead and click on the green Save button. And now they have been added. And in the account field, let's go ahead and categorize this. We're going to select office expenses. So click on that down arrow. If you scroll up just a little bit, you will see office expenses. Go ahead and select that. And then in the memo field, we're going to give a little bit more information about what this is for. So let's type software return. So click into that memo field and then type software return. We're all good here. So let's just go ahead and click on the green add button. And now that one has been categorized and added as well. So let's look at the last one for Lara's lamination. Go ahead and click on it to expand it. In the vendor customer field, we're going to select Lee Advertising since that's who it really is. Go ahead and click on it and then scroll down until you find Lee Advertising. Let's go ahead and categorize this. In the account field, we're going to select advertising. So click into that field. If you scroll up, you should be able to see it right here at the very top. Go ahead and select it. We're going to copy the bank detail and paste it into the memo field. So the bank detail right here, just go ahead and highlight over Lara's lamination business card, copy it, and then go ahead and paste it in that memo field. This one is all good too, so we're just going to go ahead and click on the green add button. Go ahead and do that. And there we go. We have now processed all of the bank feed transactions here in the MasterCard. Note that in a real life scenario, the bank detail may already be in the memo field, and that was for the one for the Lara's lamination. So now that all of the transactions have been confirmed, before paying the bill, you'll want to reconcile the account just like you would a regular bank account. So let's go to the bank register by clicking on it. It's right here. If you get any pop-ups here, just go ahead and click out of them. They're just informational pop-ups from QBO. Let's go ahead and click on the green Reconcile button on the top right corner of the screen. Click on that. You're going to get these welcome pop-ups, I guess or messages here. This is just information from QBO to let you know what this area is all about and if you need more information. Once you reconcile after the first time, you're not going to see these screens anymore. So for right now, we are just going to click on Get Started and then let's get reconciled because we don't need the extra information right now. So in the ending balance field, we want to enter $217.73. So click into that field, type $217.73. Now, in a real life scenario, you would use the ending balance from the bank or credit card statement. For the purposes of the exercise, though, we're just going to use today's date. So in the ending date field, we want to type a lowercase t to populate today's date. So click into that box, type a lowercase t, and you will get today's date showing up for you. And as a note here, we did not need to change this to MasterCard because we did it through the register itself. So it assumed that we wanted to reconcile from that account specifically. So that's why that is there. We are all good on this screen, so let's go ahead and start reconciling. Click on the green button right there. And now the reconciliation page is going to show up for us. Now, if you get any pop-ups here, just go ahead and click out of them. Once again, they are just informational pop-ups from QuickBooks. Now, before we move on to reconciling, let's just take a minute to review what you're actually looking at on the screen, because if this is your first time reconciling, this may feel very overwhelming. So let's go through all of it so that you feel more comfortable with it. If you are looking at the screenshots down here, just know that the numbers here may not be accurately reflecting what we actually see on our screen, but I'm going to refer to my screen here so that you can understand what we're looking at here. So the beginning balance is the ending balance from the last time that you reconciled. It can't be changed. It is set in stone. The statement ending balance right here is from the bank statement or credit card statement that we just entered on the previous screen. If you find that the ending balance, the statement ending balance here, or even the statement ending date is incorrect, you can always make the change by clicking on Edit Info right here. Next, you're going to see all of these transactions that are associated with the MasterCard. If I scroll over here, you will see on the very end here that there are all of these circles. These will have a blue check mark, as you can see right here, if the transaction has already been marked as cleared. When the transaction is checked, it is going to be added to the total payments or deposits that is up here. If for credit cards, they call it charges versus deposits. So just know that that's what this is, what this information is here for. And then the cleared balance is the beginning balance minus the payments and deposits. So here's that cleared balance. It is the equation of beginning balance plus the combination of the charges and payments. Now the difference is the statement ending balance minus the cleared balance right here. The goal of reconciling is to check off transactions until the difference is zero. If you had a credit card statement, we don't have it for this exercise, but you would usually look at the credit card or the bank statement. You would look and see what is on there, and then find the matching QBO transaction to correlate with it. When everything is properly matching up, this difference will be zero. And as a final note here, that the transactions currently showing are only those dated on or before the statement ending date. You can turn off this filter by just clicking on this X next to statement ending date, as you may need to do it if something's been added incorrectly. These are often called hidden or rogue transactions. If you entered a transaction and it has the wrong date, then it may not be showing up here. So if that's the case, you could always click out of that filter just to see if it will show up at that point, and then you can make the adjustment at that time. All right, so in the remaining steps of this exercise, you are going to complete the reconciliation by checking each transaction until the difference is zero. In a real life scenario, you would go through every transaction to make sure it is recorded correctly in QBO. But for the purposes of this exercise, we're just going to confirm all of the transactions at once. So we're going to click on the circle at the very top of the column right here that's next to payment. Go ahead and click on that. It's going to ask if you want to select all 19 transactions, and the answer is yes. So click on the green yes, select all. And you will see now that the difference is showing as zero. You got that big green check box or check mark. So we're just going to click on finish now on the top right corner. And now it is showing you that this has been reconciled. Now, in a real life scenario, you would have the option to actually attach the credit card statement at this point. There would be something that says something like attach statement, and you would be able to do it there. In the sample company, this is not an actual feature that they offer, so that's why you don't see anything here. Note also that if you click Pay All or a portion of the bill now, which is right here, it will open a check transaction. This is not what you want to do for this exercise. So you also don't want to enter the bill to pay later, which is right here. So we are just going to click on the green Done button. Go ahead and do that. And now we can move on. Now that we have processed the bank feeds and the account has been reconciled, now it is time to make the payment. There are many ways to do this, including going to the credit card company's website and pulling in the payment, or going to Craig's Bank and pushing the payment out to the credit card. You cannot use Melio, which is QBO's built-in bill pay feature, to do this. You will need to check with Craig on how to best make the payment. Once you have done so, you'll need to record it in QBO. So after the payment has been made, then you need to make the record that the credit card has been paid. Now, making a credit card payment is simply a matter of transferring money from one account to another. So you could use a transfer transaction. However, QBO also provides a pay down credit card transaction, which is what we're going to use for this exercise. So to get to that, we want to click on the plus new button and then select pay down credit card. The plus new button on the top left corner, click on that. And then under other, you're going to select pay down credit card. In the first field, the which credit card did we pay, we want to select MasterCard. So click into that and select MasterCard. In the how much did you pay, we want to type $217.73. So click into that amount box and type $217.73. We're going to leave the date field as is. It's going to default to today. Of course, in real life, you would want the date of the payment to match here, this date to match that date of payment. So in the next field, what did you use to make the payment? We want to select checking. So click that down arrow, select checking. And now this is all good to go. So we just need to click on save and close. And there we go. It's saying that the payment has been successfully recorded. And that's it. That is the process of how you would pay a credit card bill. Now, if you like this exercise and you'd like to do more like it, be sure to join our free 5-day bookkeeping challenge. All you need to do is click on the link in the description. We're going to continue on, and if you want to join, be sure to leave this session of the sample company open, as you will need it for the next exercise in the cardio section, where we practice handling a bounced check. And I will see you in the next video.